The Jihadist flag is used by various Islamist and fundamentalist groups as a symbol of jihad, the belief that armed struggle is a legitimate way to establish an Islamic system of governance. It typically features a black background with the Shahada, the Islamic declaration of faith, in white Arabic calligraphy. The modern use of this flag by jihadist groups like Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Al-Shabaab, the Taliban and others became widespread in the 90s and early 2000s. The black flag traces back to the Abbasid revolution, where it was a symbol of rebellion against the Umayyad Caliphate. However, the Quran does not mention any black flag. Due to its association with extremist groups, variants of the jihadist flag are banned in countries like the UK, Netherlands, Austria and Germany. Nazi flags. Besides just using the standard flag of National Socialist Germany with the Nazi swastika or rather hooked cross on it in different colors, neo-Nazi groups use various designs featuring symbols like SS runes, the Black Sun and Celtic cross variants, among many others. I already explained the meaning of these symbols in a separate video, so go check it out. The controversy here is clear. These flags are tied to white supremacy, hate, anti-Semitism, Hitler ideology and racism. Due to their connection to the Nazi regime, these flags and symbols are legally restricted in countries like Austria, Germany, France, Poland, Russia, Ukraine and many others. The Antifa Flag represents the Anti-Fascist Action Movement, a left-wing group opposing far-right extremists like neo-Nazis and white supremacists. Most members hold anti-authoritarian, anti-capitalist and anti-state views, with many identifying as anarchists, communists or socialists. The flag itself symbolizes anarchism and communism. It originates from the 1932 German Antifaschistische Aktion movement, founded by the Communist Party of Germany during the Weimar Republic. In Germany, Antifa has split into different factions, including anti-imperialist, anti-Zionist and anti-German groups. It's classified as part of the extreme left, accused of violent and terrorist activities. In the US, the flag is linked to left-wing extremism, anti-capitalist and anti-state views. The flag of Israel was adopted in 1948, 5 months after Israel declared independence. It features a white background with a blue Star of David in the center, flanked by 2 blue stripes inspired by the Talit, a Jewish prayer shawl. In Judaism, blue symbolizes God's glory and justice, while white represents divine benevolence. The flag is closely tied to Zionism, the Jewish nationalist movement that seeks to establish and expand a Jewish state in Palestine. Zionist settlers arrived in the late 19th century, a moment widely seen as igniting the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Critics describe Zionism as a supremacist, colonialist or racist ideology. Even within Judaism, the flag is controversial. Some Orthodox Jews reject it, believing Zionism corrupted the Star of David. Some rabbis opposed its display in synagogues, calling it a symbol of secularism and heresy. Most Haredi communities even refrain from flying the flag, despite a legal requirement to do so. Recent atrocities committed in the Gaza region contribute to the flag's controversy. The Hamas Flags represent the Islamic Resistance Movement, a Palestinian nationalist Sunni group governing Gaza since 2007. The main flag is green, a significant color in Islam, again with the Shahada written in white. The Hamas also has separate emblems for its political and military wings, both featured on flags. The political emblem displays 2 swords, the Al-Aqsa Mosque and Palestinian flags, along with a map of Palestine based on mandatory Palestine's borders. The military wing flag uses similar symbolism. Hamas flags are widely condemned for anti-Semitism, nationalism, violence and terrorism. Their presence became especially controversial after the 2023 Hamas attack on Israel. The flags are banned in Germany, Singapore, the UK, certain US states like New York and other countries. The rainbow flag or pride flag is a symbol of the LGBTQ+ movement, representing the diversity of human sexuality and gender. It was created by artist Gilbert Baker and other activists in 1978 San Francisco. Over time, it became recognized and used at LGBTQ+ events globally, with several variations appearing as the flag evolved. In some countries like Germany, the pride flag can be flown on government buildings for specific events, while Norway allows it to be displayed on public buildings like schools. The pride flag ignites controversy by championing LGBTQ+ rights, clashing with religious and cultural groups who see it as an attack on traditional values, leading to debates over its public display. It's also banned in parts of the Middle East. The rising sun flag symbolizes the sun, similar to Japan's national flag. Originally used by feudal warlords during the Edo period, it has appeared in various aspects of Japanese life, such as fishermen's banners, flags celebrating childbirth, and seasonal festivities. Today, the flag is used by some of Japan's military divisions. However, the flag is controversial in many Asian and Pacific nations like South and North Korea, Singapore, Malaysia, the Philippines, Taiwan, and Australia. It's linked to Japanese war crimes, the Axis powers in World War II, and Japanese militarism and imperialism. China even compares it to the Nazi swastika. The Confederate battle flag was introduced during the American Civil War to address confusion between the Confederacy's stars and bars and the Union's stars and stripes, which were too similar. The flag became a particularly controversial issue in 2015 when South Carolina removed it from the state capitol following the Charleston church shootings. This led other southern states to reconsider their use of the flag. Often called the rebel flag, it has been widely criticized as a symbol of slavery and racism. The Soviet Union flag featured a red background with a golden hammer and sickle beneath a red star. The red on the flag symbolized revolution, while the hammer and sickle represented the unity of workers and peasants. The star stood for the Communist Party. It gained global recognition, especially during the Cold War, and became the main symbol of communism even after the USSR collapsed in 1991. However, the flag is controversial due to its ties to Soviet expansion during and after World War II, totalitarian rule, and Stalin's atrocities. The flag is also banned in Latvia, Lithuania, Ukraine, Poland, and Hungary. The Apartheid flag was used in South Africa from 1948 to 1994 during the era of institutionalized authoritarian racial segregation. Inspired by the Dutch Princess flag, it featured the flags of the United Kingdom, the Orange Free State, and the South African Republic. It symbolized the dominance of the white minority over the country's politics, society, and economy. The flag was replaced in 1994 with South Africa's current flag and is now banned. The flag of China, also called the five-star red flag, has been the national flag since 1949. The red symbolizes the communist revolution and the blood of those who fought against the nationalists, while the five stars represent four social classes united under the Chinese Communist Party. The flag is associated with controversy due to the CCP's annexation of Tibet, tensions with Taiwan, human rights abuses, and political repression. The North Korean flag, credited to Kim Il-sung, adopted in 1948, has multiple interpretations for the color symbolism. Some sources say red represents anti-Japanese resistance and national unity, white symbolizes Korea's cultural purity, and blue stands for peace. Others claim red represents communism, while blue symbolizes the surrounding seas of Korea. The CIA states the colors represent revolutionary traditions, dignity, and sovereignty. The star is usually seen as a symbol of communism. The flag is strongly associated with North Korea's authoritarian regime and human rights abuses, leading to its ban in South Korea. The Gadsden Flag, designed in 1775 by Christopher Gadsden during the American Revolution, symbolized unity and resistance, warning against tyranny. The snake in particular meant vigilance and readiness. Back then, the flag was adopted by the Continental Navy and Marines, becoming an iconic symbol of the revolution. Over time, it has come to represent individualism, liberty, and resistance to government, especially in right libertarian and classical liberal circles. However, the flag has sparked controversy due to its adoption by extremist groups, notably during the January 2021 Capitol attack and the 2014 Las Vegas shootings where perpetrators displayed it. The flag of Francoist Spain was used under Francisco Franco's dictatorship after the Spanish Civil War, a period marked by repression, forced labor camps, and mass executions of political opponents. An estimated 130,000 political opponents were executed and hundreds of thousands were imprisoned in over 100 concentration camps. The flag remains controversial due to its association with totalitarianism and Franco's regime. In 2018, when Spain's government attempted to exhume Franco's remains, protesters gathered at his tomb waving the Francoist flag. The Donetsk People's Republic flag is flown in occupied parts of eastern Ukraine's Donetsk Oblast. The DPR was established by Russian-backed paramilitaries in 2014 and initially operated as a breakaway state before being annexed by Russia in 2022. Almost all UN member states still consider the entire DPR territory as part of Ukraine. Following Ukraine's 2014 Revolution of Dignity, pro-Russian separatists declared the DPR and Luhansk People's Republic independent, sparking the war in Donbass. Russia formally recognized them in 2022 and launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine 3 days later, partly under the pretext of protecting these republics. The ongoing conflict keeps the flag highly controversial. The Kurdish Workers' Party flag represents the militant Marxist-Leninist Kurdish separatist group founded in 1978, aiming to establish an independent Kurdistan. The red background symbolizes the blood shed in the Kurdish struggle, the yellow circle represents the sun and Kurdish identity, the green ring signifies the Kurdish homeland, and the red star reflects the PKK's Marxist-Leninist revolutionary ideology. The group has been engaged in warfare with Turkey since 1979, with multiple ceasefires, including one in March 2025. The PKK is designated a terrorist organization by Turkey, the US, the EU and others, though some argue it no longer systematically targets civilians. Both the PKK and the Turkish state have faced accusations of terror tactics. The flag is banned in Turkey and restricted in countries like Germany and the UK, yet some view it as a symbol of resistance against oppression. The West Papua Morning Star flag was first raised in 1961 in Netherlands, New Guinea, alongside the Dutch flag. However, after the region was transferred to Indonesian control in 1963, the flag became a symbol of West Papuan independence. Today, it represents the Republic of West Papua, a proposed state for the region currently administered as part of Indonesia. In Indonesia, raising the Morning Star flag is considered treason, leading to severe penalties. In 2004, Philippe Karma was sentenced to 15 years for raising it, and in 2022, 7 others were convicted for the same thing. The flag is central to the ongoing conflict between West Papua and Indonesia, where separatists accuse the Indonesian government of human rights abuses and violence, while the Free Papua movement allegedly has waged a low-intensity guerrilla war against Indonesia. Since Indonesia's takeover in 1963, an estimated 100,000 West Papuans, mostly civilians, have died in the conflict. The UN has condemned shocking abuses and called for unrestricted humanitarian aid to the region. Indonesia's governance in West Papua has been compared to a police state.